Podcast with your host, Clinton Washington, and your co-host, DeAngelo Gillespie. Let's go.
Yo, welcome to another episode of 2 Cent the Podcast. This is Uncle Clint, better known by my government name, Clinton Washington, or AKA the dude that's hosting this podcast right now. I got right next to me my homeboy, my ace in the hole, the guy that makes this happen every week. What's up, DeAngelo?
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about somebody else. I'm looking around like, who the fuck? Who the fuck making this shit happen every week? How y'all doing?
Hey man, you know what? Hey, my guy's always next to me. We putting together ideas and trying to formulate ways to entertain you guys and find information that we think you want to talk about
All day long.
And what we came up with for this week is it time to remove the stigma of calling men deadbeat dads? And the reason why I asked that question is because so many fathers nowadays have proven to be far better parents than the mother. And the courts have stepped in to affirm that by giving fathers primary custody. And it's not always something that's associated with drug abuse or any type of abuse. It's just, well, you know what? Before I go too far with my explanation, I got two of my friends here with me. I got Mr. Tyler West.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Oh shit!
Say that again, Mr. West.
What's going on, Uncle Clint?
Hey, what's going on?
You're unmuted now.
Yeah.
Now you may speak.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Hey, you know, and also calling in from Florida, Mr. Greg Hill. What's up, Greg?
Yes, sir, man. Let's do it.
All right. Greg has a lot of information for us, so, you know, pay attention to what these two gentlemen have to say because I found their stories and their experiences very intriguing. So make sure you listen very close because there's some exciting information for you people who are out there going through the same thing.
Yeah, for everybody.
It's for everybody. Tyler West, we're going to jump right into this, man.
Oh, let's get to it.
All right. You have a son, correct?
Yes.
9 years old.
9 years old.
All right. You now have custody, primary custody of your son.
Yep. Got full custody about 4 years ago.
Okay. 4 years ago. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do this. Leading up to 4 years ago.
Yep.
What was going on that you didn't have primary custody?
Oh, I was young and in school, and both parents was young, and my mom was a big part on helping take care of my son at that time.
All right, so basically she was assuming the role of the custodial parent or guardian.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you get out of college and then what?
I got out of college, man, and I had to just figure out what my next move was and what was the best move.
How old are you then?
When I got out of college?
Yeah.
24.
24, okay. I'm just asking.
Okay, 24. He had to go in there and get the big boy degree.
Yeah.
You know, want to keep you in there for a while. All right, so now you're out of college. What was the decision or what was the incidents that caused you to want to go and get primary custody of your son?
Well, I felt like at that time I was the more dependable and reliable parent. And also, you know, my mom was battling and still is battling a terminal illness. And I just feel like I needed to step up.
Okay. Now, what made you more dependable than the mother?
Just being consistent and being there and, going to appointments, conferences or whatever it is that he needed or what was going on with him. I was consistent and, trying to be there.
Okay. So you say consistent. So you're there, you're going to parent teacher conferences with your son. You're going to doctor's appointments with your son.
Yep.
But if I'm a man and I'm sitting here listening to you talk, what made you more of a consistent parent than it didn't make the mother? What was the mother doing that wasn't as consistent as what you were doing?
The way I look at it, because I don't know what was actually...
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, the way I look at it, because I don't know what was really going through her head, but I feel like when you're young parents, sometimes you feel like you're missing out on things. And I feel like she was trying to figure out what she wanted to do in life, and sometimes that got in the way of what her actual responsibilities were. And I wasn't perfect. Same for me, but I think I was a little bit more mature and had more of a focus on this is how I wanted things to be. So I was consistently there, like, hey, I don't want this to fall on my mom or anybody else. This is our responsibility. This is what we need to do.
Okay, so you understood your priorities.
Yeah.
And evidently she didn't.
Yeah.
You feel
Now-
like
Yeah.
Go ahead.
you
That's
felt
fair.
like you okay. Well, I mean, okay. So I'm guessing y'all both about the same age. Yeah.
About a year and a half older.
You are a year and a half older.
Yep, about a
Okay.
year and a half.
So but you feel like you had got it all out in college, or you just didn't want to put that responsibility on your mom anymore?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit of both. I come from a big family, my mom's side and my dad's side, and they was on me tough about, this being my responsibility and, things like that. And like, I always wanted to make sure that, whatever kid I had under any circumstance, I was there for them.
Okay.
So,
All right, so like you said, the bigger influence was your parents telling you, hey, you know what? You got to step up. This is your child. All right. Now, once you stepped up, you decided to go down this road of custody. What was your first step?
my first step was going to the courthouse and asking questions.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to the courthouse. I asked, where do I go? I start telling them, a little piece of why I was there, and they gave me paperwork and told me the process on what to do, and I went through it and filled it all out myself. And I even told her that I was gonna go do it.
Okay.
I told her.
What was
I didn't hide it.
How did she feel about that? Like,
So when I brought it to her attention, I said, I want this to really be a focus between me and you. I don't want this to be so much on my mom. And at the time, my mom has such a strong personality that it's 3 people parenting one child right now.
Right.
I'm trying to, stand on my feet as a man. She's trying to, be a mom and learn how to be a mom. And then my mom is kind of overshadowing all of us. And it was like, it needs to just be me and her.
Okay.
I need to cut you out, Mom. Even though I love you and you did a good job, I need to cut you out.
Okay, so now you said that she was trying to be a mom as you were trying to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got to take you back to the original question.
Yeah.
You were trying, she was trying. What made you more capable of taking care of this child and having primary custody than the mom?
I think I really believe it's just my upbringing. I think I just was blessed to have a strong family foundation and upbringing on how things should be. And
you don't feel like y'all share the same ideals in that
Well, no,
sense?
no, because I've known her since middle school, and
And y'all couldn't do it together?
no, we was never together. And
No, y'all couldn't do it together. You couldn't.
Well, by the time I got out of college and stuff, and even thought about that, because I didn't want to be in a relationship just because she's pregnant.
Right.
Okay.
We was messing around and doing what we was doing as kids, as young teens, and I wasn't going to sit here and force myself to be with somebody just because we had a kid.
Right.
I wanted her to focus on herself and go to school and do what she wanted to do, and I wanted to do that too. And when I got back, even when I tried to consider, like, could we make this work together, she had already kind of moved on, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on in her life and my life. So I was like, hey, it's cool.
Okay, so you know what? I got to keep putting you on the spot before we get to Greg. Now, you say she was trying to be a parent. You were coming into really wanting to develop yourself as a parent.
Yes.
Give us 3 things that she was doing that made her unfit to be the primary or custodial parent. Yeah, I had to put it out there.
Ooh, unfit.
These are your opinions, of course.
Inconsistency.
Okay. Example.
If you say you're going to do something, you got to do it,
Okay.
especially when it's pertaining to your kid. If your kid has a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment, you can't choose when to show up and when not to show up.
Okay.
You can't show up here and then not show up for the next one.
Okay.
If there's a conference or something going on academically, you got to be there. And that was one. And then that goes into being dependable, being reliable, and then
Okay.
stability,
Now, when you say stability is, the the child is over there with mom. When
Yeah.
what was the alleged unstable environment the child was in?
Well, my mom provided the stability for my son.
Right.
And the whole time I was gone, she could have took that responsibility. My mom tried to help her a lot in that process.
Right.
And, they just bumped heads and it didn't work. And when she was focusing on herself and trying to build that, she had just kind of left it on my mom.
Okay, so and that's the part that I'm trying to get to. So basically, here it is. Your mom is looking out for her grandchild because, son is off in college trying to better himself to prepare a future for himself and his child.
Mm-hmm.
And the child's mother she's around, but she's not playing a role in the child's life at that time. Is that? Am I safe to say that's what you're saying?
She was playing a role, but she wasn't taking care of the child. My mom was basically taking care of the child, and she was just kind of.
So she never had custody. Really. She never really.
I mean, no, not really. No.
Okay. So
I guess if you want to be technical, legally, all mothers have custody when they first have their kid, but you know what I mean.
Right. Hey, Greg, I know you're sitting over there quiet.
I'm here, man.
Okay. So, you kind of heard Tyler's story. Give us a little bit of yours. You got a child, right?
Yes. So I am not the custodial parent for my child.
Right.
I am the non-custodial parent
Okay.
for my child. So,
and see what makes your situation important to this topic of conversation, because you are fighting for the rights of your child. So explain to people who are listening what it means by the rights of the child.
Okay, so the rights for the child, I also have the book coming out called, Our Children Have Rights. And so what I mean by that is the child has the right to have access to both parents equally, unless one parent or another parent or whatever's going on constitutes that the child should not see that parent equally, or there's something going on, like a drug problem or whatever it is with the parent that should deem the other parent, the primary custodial parent, access to not share the equal rights of the child.
All right, listen, before we
go
ahead.
So my situation, it was a little bit different because my situation happened when I had to actually address the laws.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah. What brought that about? I guess.
So what brought that to fruition was, my child's mother did not think I could provide for the child.
Monetarily? Provide how?
Monetarily, physically, I don't know what it was, but she, in her mind, said I could not provide for the child.
You got a job.
It didn't matter that I had gone to every doctor visit.
Mm-hmm.
I had done everything that I could possibly in her living situation to make sure that she was okay and make sure that, she had what she needed for the child. None of that mattered. She decided that I was not able to support the child.
This is her opinion, yes? No one.
This is her opinion.
Okay.
Now, when you say she decided, I mean, what actually did she do to show that she had made this decision?
I mean,
okay,
I just want to ask him if he had a job at the time, because I don't understand when you say you can't provide.
I was working 3 years before the child was conceived.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody got a job in here. Okay.
So I was willing and able. I bought a house, and I told her I was buying a multi-family house, and I was going to live on the first floor, and the top floor, whatever the monetary, whatever monies came in from the top floor when I rented it out, that was for the child.
You guys weren't not together?
We were not together.
Okay.
but we were working together for the child at this time.
Okay.
Because remember, I was at every doctor visit. I never missed a doctor visit.
Okay. I got you.
So
you guys,
I went to her house.
I'm sorry. So you guys
I went to her
planned.
house and cleaned her house.
Okay, but you guys planned to co-parent. This was the plan.
We had already planned to co-parent.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And in between that planning, she decided that, okay, I could not provide for the child. So she moved from New Jersey to Florida.
Okay. So so you're calling in from Florida right now. Is this the reason why you're in Florida, to be closer to your child?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Just a little content there. So
yes.
Now
So-
you're in Florida.
so
You're pursuing still co-parenting. So where are you at now with that?
So the child moved to Broward County. My family lives in Central Florida. So I relocated to Central Florida. So once I do have access to the child, or the child has access to me, I could bring the child to Central Florida where my family is. So South Florida, her family has access to the child. Central Florida, my family has access to the child.
Okay. So okay,
well,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
And so once the rights were established, I was able to go and pick up my son and bring him to my family.
Okay, so let me back you up. When you say the rights were established, I mean, come on, you had this child, you got a birth certificate with your name on it. That's all you need, right?
No, that is not what you need in the state of Florida. And I don't know, other states we have to research this, but in the state of Florida, if you sign the birth certificate, that means you are financially obligated to the child. That does not give you parenting rights to the child. In the state of Florida, it states that once the child is born, the father has no rights to the child until he goes through the courts to establish his rights.
Okay, so wait a minute. So now you're a responsible person. You go down to the hospital, you sign the birth certificate, and that only means you're an ATM machine at this point.
That's all that means. Yes, correct.
So there's another document that you have to sign in order to have parental rights as a man?
Absolutely correct. So for all the men who are listening, for all the non-custodial parents who are listening, there's a documentation. There's a documentation called a VDOP, or there's an AOP, or whatever state that you are in. There's a documentation that you can sign that is a voluntary documentation or a voluntary document that will establish the non-custodial or the unwed father as a parent to the child, which both parents have to sign. And once that document is signed, the father has rights.
Okay, so Tyler, did you have to experience anything like that?
I did not, but I have a friend that went through something similar. Is that so? That legitimizes it, right, Greg?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
wait a minute, hold on.
Yes.
But let me back up for a minute. I'm trying to understand, and maybe people who are listening, they need some clarity also. So you sign this birth certificate, and then you have to sign another document. Now, what's the name of those documents again?
So Clint, let's stop there. If you sign the birth certificate, that only means you are financially obligated to this child.
Wow.
Okay.
But if you sign and the mother signs the documentation for voluntary parentingship, whatever it is in your state, it could be an AOP, it's a VDOP, whatever the voluntary documentation of parentingship in your state. Once that's signed, then you legally have the same rights as a married father.
Wait, do you guys have to sign it together? Like if one of you signs it,
There's a section where she signs and you sign.
what if she doesn't want to sign? Or you don't want to
If she
sign?
does not sign, then you go through the court process. But if she signs that documentation and you sign it, that is automatically deeming you as the father. Now you have rights.
Yeah, it's legitimizing it. It's different in every state.
So you can
That's
do
legitimization. Yes.
So when you're legitimized as a father, are you able to now make co-legal decisions when it comes to the child?
Yes.
So, but if you don't have this document, you're just the sperm donor ATM guy.
Correct.
I did not know this.
So it is important. It is vital that you men out here who are having children and you're not married, make sure that you hold the hospital accountable for presenting that documentation to you to sign.
Okay.
And Greg, can I ask a question? So if you are married, do you still need to sign that, or does that automatically take care of itself?
If you are married, it is automatically presumed that you're the father.
Okay. Yeah, that's how California is. So you know what? Now this is the thing that upsets me. Okay. So as a single man with great and good intentions of trying to be or having the intentions of being a great father, you go down to the hospital. You're there for the birth. 2-3 days later, you sign the birth certificate. You're ready to trot off into the sun with this newborn child, ready to be the father of the decade. And you mean to tell me that you're only a person who is financially obligated to the child, but not necessarily have any legal. You don't have any legal rights to the child at this point.
Correct.
You know what? I know there's a lot of men out there that's feeling bamboozled and confused about situations like this, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to have this discussion. So
well. Let me interject there.
Okay.
Yes. You are correct. There are a lot of men who are being bamboozled but it is our fault.
Okay, explain that.
It is our fault because we are not doing our research before the child is born to make sure that the child's rights are protected.
But I mean, let's be honest. How do you know to even do this research? How do you even know to do this research? You know,
don't. You should start going to ask your elders. Find out what happened and how do I establish it and how do I make sure that my son is okay, or how do I make sure my daughter is okay, or how do I make sure my child is okay to have access to me? See, we as men don't ask the correct question.
Right.
So it's almost like if you find yourself in a situation where a young person is, about to have a child or whatever, it's like you need a lawyer.
No, see, that's where we as the community have the problem.
Okay, explain.
The first thing that we do, we want to go get a lawyer. We're not educating ourselves on what the process is. We're not educating ourselves on what the law is using against us to keep our children away from us.
Right.
So we need to go and read. Forget the lawyer. We need to go and find out the documentation and the knowledge that we need to make sure that our children have access to us. And once we have that information and we understand that knowledge, then we can go and tell the lawyer, this is what I want you to do.
Right. And let me chime in on that, because that's why I say, I always tell Clinton and DeAngelo, I'm blessed to be in the situation I'm in, because I went and I asked questions, but in Oregon, I feel like we have a little less obstacles in our path than you do in Florida.
So, I mean, explain that, because you actually went all the way. So did you have to get this documentation?
Nope. I didn't have to legitimize anything.
Okay.
I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah, but did she contest it? Because I understand what you're saying. You're saying you didn't have to do all of this, but a lot of times, shit, if no one can contest it, then what difference does it make? So you good by default. You know what I'm saying?
So again, eventually she did contest it. she contested the fact that I went for full custody.
But I thought you said you had a conversation with this woman.
I had a conversation letting her know that I was going to do the process.
And she didn't want you to?
She didn't disagree with me.
So,
and actually, it's really unique. But what happened is she originally agreed with me. She signed it. She signed her copy. Once I did all the paperwork and went through everything, she signed her copy. She has her own copy. And then
once you sign the paperwork, it's over.
Exactly. That's what's supposed to happen.
That's what we know.
So she kind of put herself in a tough spot. But then she went back through the paperwork and she said, "Hey, I want to go to court for this because I don't agree with it."
Did you ask? Wait. Were you asking for child support?
No, I didn't ask for no child support.
Fuck, she mad about then?
I split the time with each other.
Then what's she mad about then? What she want? There's no money to be made.
I don't know.
There's no.
But that's the crazy part about the whole situation. So when we went to court, that was something that I showed the judge and let her know, like, hey, she already signed. Now she's over.
I was going to say,
because she changed her mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to tell you something that we men already know. After you sign that paper, Greg, you better let them know. So, let them know how it works after that.
Hey,
it's
once that paperwork is signed, baby, that's it. That's
it ain't really much to talk about at this point.
But if you have someone who is as clever as I am, it could change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, meaning,
there's a substantial. If you have a substantial reason for change, or you have a substantial, whatever it is for adjusting the documentation, you can go and get that done. All you have to do is prove to the court
but
that there's a substantial reasoning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but don't you have to have some? You have to have some kind of what is it? Some circumstances need to change.
Substantial.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm trying to grab right there.
Yeah,
something has to happen for you to just. Yeah. So Tyler, I gotta go ahead, Greg.
So listen, let me educate all the men on what you need to do up front, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do as a man, you need to put that baby on your insurance.
What does this do?
So the child being on your insurance means you are willing to accept the financial responsibility for that child.
What difference do it make if I'm willing to accept the shit? If I'm already by birth, I don't even got to sign that shit
because it's how it looks to the courts.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Tyler, they don't care how it look to us. Damn it, I'm already financially responsible off the jump.
hey, let Greg finish.
DeAngelo, the court deemed insurance as automatic payment coming right out of your check.
Mm-hmm.
The same way they do as the IW or the income withholding order.
Yeah,
that insurance is the same.
All right, Greg, I have a question.
So if that child is automatically being covered by your insurance, that automatically comes out of your check. There's no ifs, ands, or no buts about it. You're responsible for that child's medical issues.
I watch this. I hear you. What I'm saying to you is, I'm already financially liable, though. Am I not?
No.
So hold on. Then how are you enforcing child support? Because that happens.
But if you get the insurance, then that discounts or that brings your child support down.
I never knew that.
Oh, okay. So I get what you're saying. So
I never knew that.
Normally, let's say for example, most states they take 17% for child support. Now that 17% can be reduced it's not actually reduced. It becomes a part. If you're paying medical insurance, it becomes a part of that required child support. And then if you're also, let's say you're paying for private school would also be taken out of that 17%.
Yep.
And I say 17% loosely. I think more of the southern states and East Coast focus on 17%.
I think California is a little higher.
Yeah, well, California used what's called the Disso Master, and I know it very well.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, it was very painful. The Disso Master takes the higher earner income and the lower earner's income, and they come up with an average. And whatever the difference is between the higher earner and the lower earner, that's going to be your child support. So
Wait.
That's crazy.
Wait.
yeah, so
What?
you make 100,000, she make 50. That's a $50,000 difference.
So what? That way they're gonna charge me the 25.
They
so
gonna
we
charge
gonna
you
meet in the half.
Hold on.
We're gonna meet in the middle
Clint,
though, right?
Clint, did this happen to you? What?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Oh,
basically,
man.
what happens is they're bringing the lower earners' income up to
Up to
equal
you,
yours.
and they bringing yours. Whoa, not
no.
to equal.
to
just
equal. Well, they're making it equal because you guys are
Oh.
50% responsible for the care of the child.
So am I giving her 25, or are we bringing her to 100?
So basically, what they're going to do is try to bring her closer to that 100.
Well, we can work on her goddamn resume then. Shit.
Yeah. No, and
Let me say it.
but they also have certain things that where if she has a degree, there's a certain document or form that you fill out that shows that she has the possibility of making a certain amount in income. And once you present that document in California court, I don't know about other states, you present that document, they take into account and they will make it a part of your court order or your judgment. And this is for divorce.
Now I was gonna say I don't know.
This is for
I don't
divorce.
know if that's fair because that almost sounds like they're penalizing her for being underemployed. Which
Well, the thing about it is like this. If you can't take care of your child, let's say it's just you and you have a child to take care of and you can't take care of that child because you're underemployed,
yeah,
the courts step in.
yeah.
That's
but
why they have the Department of Child Services. You have to be able to financially provide for your child. And that's the way they look at
who
it.
is you? Are we talking about
Just the parent, period.
so both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
But if you're both have a child, and this was my experience in California,
Right.
I had a substantial amount of income. At my child's mother, she pretended not to be working, and she came in with unemployment slips.
So she lied.
Yes, she lied.
Hey,
Oh
She-
wow.
she lied.
hey guys.
No, DeAngelo, let him get into this.
Hey guys.
No, because this is good.
Hey guys, I believe she didn't. I don't even know how to goddamn make it where she
Hey.
don't sound bad. Wait.
You can't make it sound bad.
No. I mean, I got.
All I'm saying is we're not sure if she was employed. At a
No,
certain
I
time.
am sure she was employed.
Uncle Clint don't gotta lie.
Hey,
don't question
no,
him.
let me tell you something.
Two Center Podcast
Hey,
reserves the right to listen. We are all about
Hey,
women
listen.
and equality, and we don't
Hey,
know if this
you know
woman
what?
was working at the present time.
Yeah,
but
yes, we
for
do.
the sake of this story, we'll say she probably wasn't. We'll give
No, we're not going to give no passes. Hey,
I'm gonna trust
bottom
the man that
line
was
to
married
it.
to her.
Bottom line to it. I can name the company she was working for because she walked in with
Please-
the briefcase
please
with the
don't.
company name on it, and me, the judge, and everybody in there was bamboozled.
Okay, so
We all got fooled, and it wasn't for about maybe 2 or 3 months later because of a phone number that she called me from. And this, I'm gonna tell you, anybody that goes through a divorce, I know you guys can hear the hatred in my
I was
my
gonna say
voice.
we talking about custody. Of kids.
I don't
What we
think
doing
it's
out here?
hatred. I think it's hurt.
You know,
Whoa,
hey,
we are talking about
I
custody.
ain't sensitive now.
Where y'all
but,
going?
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you like this: pay attention to what you're doing because custody
Yes,
and
here we go.
divorce
Here we go.
is war.
Whoa,
Facts.
It's war. This is not
Y'all-
most men, including myself. We play this game of wanting to co-parent, right? And we don't want any problems. So
I agree with that.
we turn around and we don't fight the way we should have fought.
No.
And fellas, I'm gonna tell you like this. It may happen to some of you. Your child is watching, and they're watching your fight.
You know,
They are watching your fight.
Yeah.
And if you don't fight the way that child expects you to fight for them, they might cry because they can't go to mom's house or dad's house. But that child is watching you.
me and Tyler just had
How
a
you
conversation.
fight?
We just had this conversation yesterday.
So wait. This is why I think I had to write this book,
Okay.
which is, our children have rights. You brought up war. I don't think it's war on the opposition that you think that it's war.
Okay, explain.
You think it's war? You think it's war against the custodial parent? I don't think so.
Are you suggesting it's war on the system?
I think it's a war on the system.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
agree.
do
That's
agree
what-
with
that's
you
what I
there.
thought.
War.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You know
on
what I'm saying? So when I talk to other men, I
Yeah.
talk to them and tell them the things that they need to address when it comes to your fight against what they are using against you to make the judgment against you.
Okay.
You know, you let her do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
She is going to call you whatever name under the book. She's going to accuse you of domestic violence because that's what happened. And she's going to do whatever she can to gain the leverage that she can to make sure that you don't have, your child doesn't have access to you. But if you address the court,
You know,
all of that is null and void.
yeah, you know, Greg, I was just listening to you, and I want to say something to all the men out here. You know, fellas, it's common. Everything we talking about, ain't none of this shit far fetched. Everybody know one of your partners or whatever that done been through this. And while we want to give you a lot of the resources to procure to gain custody of your kids, I feel like we also I need to say something else. A lot of your emotional outbursts and the shit that we are speaking from men who have got through the initial anger and the hurt from this shit.
Wait, hold on. I gotta cut you off. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, but listen, the reason why you can't skip that part is because, fellas, y'all gonna do yourself a great disjustice when you sit here and you play the goddamn back and forth damn text message games, when you call names and you send shit.
Hold on.
All this shit is shown in court, and all you doing is burying yourself.
Let's get some content to that. Let's get some content.
I
No,
don't got no content.
We gonna get some content
I don't
to
got
that.
no context to that.
I have a whole lot
no.
of
Hold on, Greg. Hold on, Greg.
Greg has
Okay.
context to that.
So I got my co-host. He's tried to shy away from this subject, but I'm gonna put him on the spot.
I have nothing to add.
You have a 21-year-old son, correct?
I do have a 21-year-old son.
Okay, as a 21-year-old son, how long have you and your son had a relationship?
3 years?
3 years. Okay. So would you be classified as a deadbeat dad? And if not, why not?
I don't feel like anybody would call me a deadbeat dad, but because you have to actually, you have to have an opportunity to be a deadbeat dad. You have to not be able to. You have to be not be willing to be in your child's life, or not be willing to financially support your child to be deadbeat. If I have no relationship with my child at all, then
okay,
you
so
can't say that. So no, I would not consider myself a deadbeat dad.
You wouldn't consider yourself to be a deadbeat dad, but I have to ask you this question.
Hold
on, Greg.
Hey, we can turn over to Greg if we want to.
Hold on, Greg.
So
this is why I have to ask you this question. All right, if you're not going to be considered a deadbeat dad after not having any type of custody or relationship with your son for 18 years, what would you be classified then?
D, let me answer that.
That's
D.
tough. No. I see. Clinton is playing with y'all. Clinton knows the answer. He just wants me to give to. I'll tell y'all, and what my co-host is trying to get me to say. I was not able to see my child for 19 years because his mother kidnapped him. I would like to say it a better way. I would like to say, we just didn't have a relationship, or I wasn't around. No, it was kidnapped. And so I found my son, 3 years ago? And once I found my son, I was able to get him out here with me because, hey, boys and girls, kidnap is bad. Okay, I know Clint wanted me to go into it deeper. But
this is Two Cent the podcast, and what we don't do is we don't hold back.
I'm not holding back.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, gentlemen, and y'all. I'll tell y'all this. I feel like this. I don't do myself a service talking shit about his mom. You know what I'm saying? So I won't talk shit about her. I'll just say,
right.
we don't.
We're not here to bash nobody. We're just here to tell our story and educate.
I don't do her a service by bad mouthing her.
Okay, but no. Before you guys play the good guy role, you know what?
Okay. I'm not playing the good guy role.
Hey, here goes
I'll tell you what. Okay, I'll tell you this. I don't know what they want me to say, but I did it all. I got the lawyers.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. What did you do to try to be a father?
I got the lawyers
for 19 years.
I filed goddamn kidnapping charges. I filed the lawyers. I went. I did all of it.
Okay,
but,
all of it.
But I was 19 and
private investigators.
All of it. Initially, I did it the wrong way.
Okay.
And when I want to say the wrong way is, initially it's just a bunch of anger. And at 19, you don't have the resources that you have at what was you, Greg? About 36, 37? What you doing? I mean,
I was 36 when my son was born.
Yeah,
I'm 39 now. My son's about to be 3 years.
Yeah.
36.
See, so the difference between the games we played in court, 19-year-old DeAngelo is upset and angry and going through the court system because you're going through the court system, but on the back of going through the court system, you're still kind of kicking in doors as well. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that.
So, well, shit,
be honest.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So
if I felt like my child was at your house, then I was coming to your house.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you actually do that?
Yeah, I went to my mama's house.
Can I ask
did what I
DeAngelo a question?
I got the restraining orders, this, whatever. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, fellas. It is counterproductive to hire a lawyer and kick the door in.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But at 19, I just want the relationship with my child, and so it's you. I guess what I want to let men know is you're gonna have to find a way to get that shit in check, fellas. You're gonna have to find a way to, and it almost sounds fucked up to say stupid shit like, "Hey man, you just need to let the course run its course." This shit is slow motion. Greg will tell you this shit is super slow motion. It is fucking ridiculous because everybody, they want a bunch of money, but it ain't no turnover, man. It ain't like unless you go on somehow go find this person and bring them and make them show up at court and make them do the right thing and make them show up at these fucking things and make them do this parenting goddamn shit
schedule.
Yeah, you cannot make other adults do what you want them to do, and in the meantime, it only frustrates you. And when you see them and when you talk to them at all, frustration comes out. So it's like I can ask you to see my child 25 times and you cannot show up on the day. Right. And then when I talk to you, my conversation with you will not be why you didn't show up. It'll be like, you stupid motherfucker. See, you know what I'm saying? But that is counterproductive because, see, once you say shit like that, then it's, oh, I'm afraid of him. That's why I'm not letting him see this. But see, at 19, you don't get that. But you see, at this age, see, this time, 3 years ago, there was no reason to do all of that. You get what I'm saying? Because at this point,
right,
I'm older. At this point, I'm wiser. At this point, you can't knock me off my square with this bullshit. You get what I'm saying?
So wait. So how did your son find you after 19 years?
Facebook, man. Facebook is out here, goddamn, bringing back lives, putting lives together, people. Y'all
Facebook.
Better, you know, let me tell you what I did for real, fellas. I kept my Facebook public for 20 years for one purpose, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, you can't stop somebody from growing up. You can't stop somebody from, I did my part, man. I put my name on that birth certificate. I was with his mom. You can't, and I'm not finna, like I said, I ain't finna run this woman down. I ain't finna say all the shit she did behind closed doors. That's her business. I did all my shit. I did the right thing. This was I might not be shit now, but I used to be good.
And if you guys want to know the remaining of the story, I'll beat her down. I'll tell you some bad shit about her. But you gotta subscribe
Uncle
and
Clint,
send me a private message with your questions, and I will answer them honestly.
You know what, man?
DeAngelo, can I ask you this though? Because you just brought up something that I'm curious. Do you feel like when you were 19 and you went through what you went through, that you had the proper people educating you and giving you advice?
You know what? Absolutely, man. You know, but I was a type of person, and still am the type of person. You can tell me all day, let's not handle it like this. But at the same time, if if the person wronged me,
Right.
your opinion is only going to get so much airplay in my mind. You can tell me, well, just because he kicked in your door, we don't need to shoot. But you know, depending on how close the shit is, we gonna get to him.
Hey, so Greg, we got to get back to you because you got all the knowledge and information, man, and I had to cut you off because I got to make this guy tell his story because I think it's important to hear everything.
No. I was actually intrigued by DeAngelo's story.
Greg done been around. Greg done been around for the whole thing. Greg been around 20 years. He been around.
I've noticed a lot of his stories, so I could interject into a lot of that, but we can go back to me.
All right. So Greg, let's kind of backtrack a little bit. The birth certificate is signed, but you're just a sperm donor and a ATM machine. And so there's
that ain't what he said, man. Greg, you said that?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's basically what it is. So yeah.
So Greg, give us a recap of the documents that you think people need to go out there and look out for.
Yeah, both of them.
I mentioned earlier the VDOP or whatever it is for to declare that you are the father in your state.
And that's if you're unmarried to the mother.
That's unmarried.
And that's going to give you the same rights.
The unwed father, you need to sign that documentation, and that will actually give you more of the rights to the wed father.
Okay.
And fellas, that's all what we trying to get to. You still paying child support, motherfucker. That ain't what this is about. You still gonna take care of your children. You still gonna, but now you actually get to see the child you are paying for. I don't want to.
Hold on, D. Hold on.
You said no. I thought they give you joint. They give you joint though.
No.
No. Hold on.
That makes okay. Go for it.
No. So now you get the right to be accountable.
Wait. You already getting child support. What do you mean accountable?
No, you were financially responsible.
I was already okay. So
right.
Go ahead.
But now you're accountable.
Financially responsible, yes.
Right.
Now you get the right to be accountable.
What's the difference?
Once you legitimize.
So now you got to do two other things. So one, you have to establish your overnight with that child.
Okay.
You mean like
overnight stays
where you stay and provide that it's a safe space.
Meaning, you got to go get that baby.
Yeah.
Go get the child. Spend time with the child. Be accountable. Be be physically there for the child.
Okay.
You understand? You cannot put that all on the custodial parent to just be there for the child. No, you need to go be there for that baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's your overnight.
Okay.
That's what the courts deem as your overnight.
Okay.
Now,
is this inside of the parenting plan?
Overnight,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
all this can be established in the parenting plan.
That's all I was asking. Yeah, go for it.
But your intentions has to be this. If these are not your intentions, then you are only hurting the child.
Okay.
So you have to be there for the overnight that you want to declare for that child.
So basically, you can't get the child overnight, drop them off at your mama house, and go to the club.
Correct. You can't say you're gonna do overnights and then don't really do and not go pick the baby up.
Okay, you can't have a parenting plan and then don't stick to the parenting plan.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You can't do that. You can't renege on your parents for y'all space players.
Right.
You can't renege on the child.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta go get the baby.
Yeah.
So you have to be an active parent. You can't just be an on paper parent.
Correct. So if you do those things, so if you're an active parent, you go and see the child. You have your rights established, and the third part is you get that baby on your insurance.
And you're talking about medical insurance.
Yeah, medical insurance. There's nothing else for the courts to say.
Right. So, Greg, let me ask you this. Does it make sense if you're having a visitation dispute with the mother? And ladies, we're not trying to beat down on you guys, but just,
Y'all just
But-
happen to be the other parent.
y'all just happen to be the other parent in a room full of men. But so if you're having a visitation dispute with the mother, does it make sense to go put yourself on child support?
Whoa.
So
You asking men or women?
I'm asking men.
how the laws work.
Okay.
You shouldn't be disputing with her at all. She is irrelevant at this point.
Okay.
Better get your shit right
You
with the
have
state.
to take care of your business as the child's father
Through the courts.
To the fucking state.
through the court.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've given some of my male friends that was going through issues like this, visitations, and I was telling them, hey, you know what? Go put yourself on child support. It gives you a little bit more leverage. So now you're telling me that's basically I've been giving out the wrong information.
Your ass on child support from the fucking jump.
No,
as
you're
soon
not.
As soon as she say,
So
No, you're not.
Wait,
you're not
wait,
on child
wait,
support.
wait.
but they don't need you.
wait,
They don't
wait.
need you.
wait,
Listen.
Great.
You're not on child support.
wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Understand. You cannot establish child support without the overnight.
Oh, you're talking about with a visitation schedule.
Correct.
Yeah, but Greg, what I'm
No,
saying
that's-
is you are, as a man, you are on child support as soon as she goes and she files for it. They don't need you.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's
If
true.
you're saying it like that, okay.
Yeah, they don't
They
need
don't.
you.
They don't
I
need
agree.
you. They don't need you.
Okay. So now listen, now D. So if she goes and tries to say, okay, he owes me child support, they have to come to you
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, she is declaring that you owe her child support. You have the right to tell her, fuck, hell no.
Okay. All right. So hold on. I'm gonna have to throw a little twist into this. I'm gonna have to throw a little twist into this. You know, maybe our listeners, you heard earlier there was a knock at the door, and that was our friend coming in. So we've added a third guest to our podcast. But guess
You
what?
unmuted our third guest.
She's already unmuted,
Okay.
and you made me ruin the surprise. It's a she,
I said, have you unmuted our third
and
guest?
I said, but you made me say she.
I don't.
I swear.
Just
I'll
be
make you
quiet.
say she.
It's your fault. I ruined the surprise. This
I
was
said
the
yes.
ladies and gentlemen. This is the surprise I had for you. I called up my friend and I said, "Hey, I want you to come through because she has a very unique story to where she was in a situation where she wanted to move on with her life and wasn't allowed to."
Move on.
Yeah, we're gonna call it move on. All right. Welcoming to the podcast right now is my homegirl Timberly,
Hello.
New York's finest.
Oh, shit. Finland. Oh, this gonna be good.
Hey, so
Nice to see you too, Greg.
hey, so
Actually, I could have helped Tim out with the information that I know right now. I could have helped Tim with the information, that she could have used to make sure that her son was okay.
right. So, Timberly, how long you been out here in Oregon?
I've been here for 5 years.
Okay, 5 years. Now, before you
Is it
came
5
here,
years already?
It's been 5 years.
I'm gonna mute Greg in a minute.
Right.
Let me host my show, please.
Go ahead.
Hey, but so you've been out here 5 years.
Yeah.
You got to get up close to the mic. You know, she
Okay.
from New York, trying to speak all soft and everything.
It's quiet.
But so when you came here, when you first made the decision to come here, you ran into a brick wall.
I did.
Tell us about it.
So I actually did things the right way. I told him that I was moving, and we had the talk and we had the conversation. At first, he was very adamant about it. He didn't want me to leave. But I thought that we had came to an agreement and he was okay with me, moving on and, taking our son across the country. Maybe about 2 days later, I got served with stop papers to stop me from moving out of the state with my son. And then after I received, mind you, I already had plane tickets, my clothes and everything had already been shipped. Thousands of dollars had already been spent. So I had got to stop to not leave the state with my son. And then a couple days after that, I received court papers for custody from his father.
So wait a minute. So you're packing up.
Yep. No, I was already packed.
Packed, clothes,
stuff was gone.
clothes gone, everything. You're ready to move on.
Yep.
New job, new opportunity, new life.
Yep.
And he throws a monkey wrench in the plan and put in this paperwork to prevent you from leaving the state,
Yes.
causing more financial hardship, I can assume.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now, what steps did you take in order to get from under that thumb?
So, I wasn't working, and the good thing about the state of New York is they have a lot of services for not working moms. So, I found this advocacy group. It's called Advocates for Children in New York, and they helped me get a lawyer. I served him with my own papers for custody.
Okay.
And we started the process from there. I didn't have to pay for my lawyer, but he had to pay for his.
Right. So now you're going back and forth to court. Does he show up to every court?
No, he did not.
Well, I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You say you're moving across the country. What was the relationship with him and his son? I mean, did you guys? I guess I just want to know what was his relationship to find out why was he so opposed to you leaving?
Well, he was opposed to me leaving because he felt like I just couldn't be the sole decision maker of our son's life and just pick up and leave the state without him making the decision with me. That's how he felt.
Was he into day-to-day
Hold on.
decisions?
Hold on. No, he was not.
Okay.
So that was his standpoint. My standpoint was, you're not around enough to make that decision.
Yeah, that's
Right.
where I was going. Yeah.
If I'm the one who's doing most of the providing, if I'm the one who's running back and forth to doctor's appointments, he missed doctor's appointments, he missed my son's first graduation, he missed a lot
Right.
in his life. And I felt it was better for me to leave, and it really wasn't up to him.
Right.
So I didn't need his permission.
Right. So now the court step in. They put a pause on your plans. How long did you have to fight to be able to make a move?
9 months.
9 months. 9 months and how much money? Well, no, you already said you didn't have to pay.
Yeah.
But you typically did have to pay because now you got to find a place to stay. Now you got to get clothes, transportation.
I had the clothes that was on my back with me. I moved around from family, friends' houses. I got on welfare, so I was getting checks, and that was another thing. And once I did that, and being a part of the case, the state automatically put him on custody, on child support.
Okay, so he shot himself in his foot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because by this time my son was 4
Right.
years old, and I was taking care of him, making all the trips, the doctor's appointments. I never even thought to put him on child support because I didn't.
And
I'm
you,
not gonna bother you for
before
it.
this
Right.
happened, you were working. You wasn't on child support or anything.
No.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
working. I was working. And once I stopped working, a lot of things had happened in that one timeline. The company
Right.
that I was working for filed for bankruptcy. I was already moving, so there was no reason for me to look for another job. So I was just in a place of limbo.
Right.
So, I pretty much just did what I had to do. And it took 9 months because I would show up and he wouldn't have anything together. And my son, being as old as he was, he actually had a child attorney that was for him, and she
Right.
spoke for him. Yeah. And so that kind of prolonged it as well because she had to interview him and ask him specific questions on
Right.
how he felt about his dad. But a child at 4 years old, he told this woman that his dad was Super Mario. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's just like, it's kind of like, it's good, but if the child isn't older, them having counsel doesn't really work in their favor.
Right.
If they're not old enough to really understand what the situation is.
I really communicate on their own behalf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, by law, he was granted his own counsel to speak and on his behalf. And it prolonged for that. It took that long because he would show up, he wouldn't have his stuff together. And then the judge would push the date back 2 months. We come back another 2 months. He didn't show up. Oh, we're going to push it back another 2 months. The judge just kept pushing things back every 2 months, every 2 months, every 2 months, until my son's father, he just gave up. And that's how I got custody. So I got full physical custody, which means he stays with me.
Right.
But as far as decisions where it goes to doctor's appointments, education, and stuff like that, we
Have
share
joint.
those decisions right together.
So you have sole physical, but you have joint legal.
right.
I have a question.
Okay.
But hold on. Once I moved across the state, that was over in a matter of 3 months. After 3 months, if he lives out of this, no, after 6 months, I think.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months after he lives with me out of the state of New York, I have full custody.
And,
So right now, by law, I have full custody.
And so, and ladies and gentlemen who are listening to that, how do you you gain full custody once you leave the state for 6 months? So basically, your child after 6 months become a ward of the state that it has been in for 6 months, which means that state has a say so in the care of your child. Doesn't sound fair, but just understand circumstances that a lot of children have been in. Some parents shouldn't be parents. So somebody has to be the ward or assume responsibility for your child. Your child mandatorily has to go to school, and that's state mandated. So, your child after 6 months become a ward of that state. That doesn't mean you up and kidnap your child, move to another state, and 6 months later, you're going to be able to have full custody. Nope. 6 months later, you're still going to go to jail. So do it the right way.
Right.
What was you going to say, DeAngelo?
Did he want full custody? Was he asking for full custody? I'm trying to figure out.
Clearly.
What? No, whoa, not clearly. I'm asking her. So he's contesting it. So does he want full custody?
No.
So why is he contesting it?
Because one, he did not want me to leave, and he actually just wanted joint custody without me leaving. He just was trying to stop me.
So he was
from
not
leaving.
asking for full custody.
No.
Basically, it sounds like he was being vindictive.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop you from having a future without me.
Right.
And, I'm going to just be that asshole.
You mean
I
you
gotta
guys
say-
mean misogyny?
Well, the reason I said clearly, DeAngelo, is because if he was going for that, he would have showed up to the court dates and did all that. He was being inconsistent.
First of all, I'm not about to fucking serve you with no papers unless I want the whole thing. That's all I ask. That's why I ask. Be serious. Why would you do that? Like if fine, watch this. If someone's trying to take my child, and first of all, man, listen, I'm all for fathers stopping any kind of foolishness they feel like, especially if they're trying to be in their children's lives. The reason why I asked her that is because I want to know his mental. Like if I'm gonna stop you from leaving, then it's because I want full custody. I'm not finna fucking stop you just for the sake of fucking stopping you. Like that's some bullshit.
But I feel like he showed his mental when she said now she's going to court and he's not showing up. So that kind of speaks for itself.
but I wanted to ask her, was he going for full custody? Because we didn't know if he was going for full custody. Because if he's going for full custody, that changes the whole game. Then what he's really saying is, you can go,
but he can stay.
yes, but because I feel like that's different. That's a whole different conversation.
Hey, Greg, we got to bring this thing to a close. So
I'm here.
what advice you got for these fellas, and tell us about the book that you're writing, and when do we expect to be able to have our hands on it?
Well, the book is gonna be out. I'm pushing for 10/1, which is my son and my father's birthday on the same day.
Okay.
The book, so the book is the concept of the book is, if I had the opportunity to do it all over again to protect my son's right to have access to me, what would I tell me to do?
Okay. Advice to yourself.
And so,
And you got a website coming up soon, right?
I have the website coming up called Our Children Have Rights. I'll be on Instagram at _Our Children Have Rights. I will be on Facebook. Our Children Have Rights. I encourage everyone to subscribe and, come on and put your comments on. And, if I can help you, then I will.
Right. Now, understand, everybody, Greg is not assuming any responsibility of giving you any type of legal advice. He's not a lawyer. Neither are any of us here in this room. We are just sharing opinions and telling you what we went through. So that's our disclaimer. Please don't sue DeAngelo.
Hold it that. So hopefully you don't got to go that route.
Yeah. So anyway.
Correct.
We got to bring this thing to a close, and I want to thank everybody for appearing with me today on 2 Cent the Podcast. And for you all that are listening right now, listen, it's a struggle, and I know Greg disagreed, but I'm gonna tell you this: custody, divorce, especially when it's dealing with kids or property or whatever.
Divorce, that's a whole nother podcast.
It's a war. All right, go into this armed and prepared. And what I mean by armed, I'm not talking about a weapon. I'm talking about weapons of knowledge.
Please be specific.
You said weapons of knowledge.
Weapons of knowledge.
I don't even know what those are.
Arm yourself with information. Arm yourself.
There you go. I like
with,
that. Arm yourself with information.
The knowledge of what you should be prepared to do.
Yeah.
And understand
and
this.
Reach out if you don't have the knowledge that you need. Reach out to me.
Yes.
Right. And understand this. The courts are not your friend. They are not there for you. No. You are not going to have your day in court. Every court case is on a docket. And when a judge and his panel of people look at your case, they give it a time period. And when they deem it's going to go past that time period, they either have a conciliator, a mediator, or someone to step in to help you reach a decision. But the only thing the courts are there for is to ensure that your case goes through the courts as smoothly as possible. If your case lasts 10, 12 years, the courts they don't care. All right. So understand, I'm going to say this again. It's war, ladies and gentlemen. Arm yourself with some information and knowledge. That's my 2 cents. Thank you guys for listening.
This has been 2 Cents, the podcast, hosted by Clinton Washington, with co-host DeAngelo Gillespie, brought to you by Underway Entertainment and Pound the Pavement Productions. Thanks for listening.